Next, we move on to our third innovation of the day, and delighted to welcome an old friend personally and of MPW, Ashish Bhushan. Ashish, for many years, and where I first met him was with the Tata Mumbai Marathon. He's now set up his own company, which is called Chapter 3 Services. He's the founder and CEO. He's bringing us an innovation called ActHive, which looks amazing to me. Again, he's in conversation with Inigo. Over to you, Ashish and Inigo.
Well, first of all, Ashish, many thanks for joining us today. It's a true pleasure to finally meeting you. I hope to meet you in person very, very soon. And welcome to the session of Innovation Spotlight presented by GSIC. So first of all, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, Inigo, pleasure meeting you. And, thank you to the organizing team at Mass Participation World for putting this conference together and for having me here. So my name is Ashish Bhushan, and I'm based out of Mumbai in India. After a long corporate career with various organizations in media, consulting, and marketing, I set up my own venture, Chapter 3 Technologies, a few years ago. And now, I'm on a path of building a product, which is a community fitness product. So that's just a little bit about me, Inigo.
Perfect. Well, let's start with the first question. You mentioned the community fitness and you're building a product around that. So please tell us more about this product and the spark that this innovation idea.
Yeah, so, it's been an interesting journey over the last 2 years, particularly. As I said, this is a community fitness platform, and this essentially allows anyone to create fitness events for their communities, anyone being defined as corporates who may want to do so for their employees, their customers, their trade, educational institutions that may want to engage with their alumni, students, NGOs who may want to, engage with their donors and beneficiaries, and even people like us, as individuals who may want to create fitness events for our family, friends, and loved ones. The way we've defined fitness as part of this product really starts from simple things like walking, jogging, running, but also over a period of time, we would add swimming, cycling, and other aspects of fitness, all the way up to yoga, meditation, and so on. Anything that would enable, physical and mental well-being for people. It's the spark, as you said, was really triggered around the pandemic, because that's the time in the last 2 years, I think we've all seen new trends, new behaviors sort of, come up. And two fronts that we've seen closely. One was, of course, about the aspect of social distancing, people relocating to smaller towns, travel restrictions, and so on and so forth. And that, I think, really brought out the importance of being connected. And the other aspect is about fitness, which we all know. We have to build our immunity, our family's immunity, and also the people around us. And so this product essentially attempts to address and see if we are able to create something meaningful in the space of community fitness.
I'm pretty sure that you will achieve that goal. And talking about the community that is central in this innovation, tell us how you define the community in this context of your product.
Yeah, and community is one of the key themes of this conference as well. And so the way we defined community, was that it's, after all, starting with an individual. And it is about an individual that wears multiple hats and has the desire, the ability, and the commitment to bring the community together. That's really how, we define community. If you take my own example, and I'm sure we all have our own multiple hats that we wear. I'm a founder of a company. I've been with multiple organizations and quite connected with the leadership of those companies even now, and people who moved on from those companies. I'm an alumnus of a school, a college, a postgraduate institution. I'm a member of the Rotary Club. I'm part of an organization called The Art of Living. I live in a certain sort of complex here in Mumbai. I have an extended family, with aunts, uncles, cousins, and so on. So it's really about the different sort of hats that we wear with different relationships that we have, I think this product is really trying to tap into that aspect to see if I can be empowered and I can have the flexibility to create, fitness events using technology for the people I care about.
Okay, and let's talk about ActHive. Okay, can you tell us more about this and what we can expect from this in terms of features and functionalities?
Yeah, so ActHive, is actually the name of the product, and it really is about active hives. It's about being active together, and we were very conscious that while, of course, we are a community fitness platform, but we wanted to be a community first platform to start with. Um, of course, the individual performance measures, including distance and time and speed and calories and steps, etc., will all be there. But we're very conscious of the fact that there are many platforms that do a fantastic job of it. So the idea was not to really go there. What we are very inspired by, and one of the analogies that we draw from, is really how organizations, do their performance assessment at the end of the year. If you think about it, increments and promotions of an individual is ultimately based on his or her own performance, the performance of the department that he or she is part of, and of the organization. So that's something that we've taken as a principle here, saying we want to make sure that it's interlinked, and it isn't just about my individual performance, but part of the group that I'm of, and also the event as a whole. So there are very many features that you will see in the product, including custom leaderboards. So, for example, if a corporate hosts an event using this platform, they will be able to see performances by department. You could see marketing, sales, HR, finance, and so on. If an educational institution uses the platform, they'll be able to see performances by the year of passing out, let's say 2005 or 2006, and so on. Also mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, a whole host of other educational streams, and the list can go on. At a functional level, of course, people can create events and join events, and it could be for 5 people, 50, 500, or 50,000. The platform will enable all of this to happen via the features it builds.
Okay, cool. As you may know, at this mass participation conference, we have representation from a number of event organizing teams from across the globe. And this industry has faced several challenges over the last few months, where events were cancelled, postponed, and revenues has dropped. So is there any relevance of your product to this group?
Yeah, and this is a subject that's close to my heart in many ways. I've seen the mass participant industry, up close, and also the pain and challenges that we've all gone through over the last couple of years of the pandemic. Well, look, I think firstly, the industry has done exceedingly well pre-pandemic to have brought in digital, various technology, virtual initiatives, and that was already underway. And I think during the pandemic, I think that many ways got accelerated. That said, I believe that while, of course, the events will come back much bigger, much stronger, there's no question in my mind about it. A few things are unlikely to change. For example, there will continue to be people who don't make the cut to join a certain event in terms of timing and performance. There will be people who cannot travel despite their best intentions to be there. And there will be people who may not want to be in large crowds. Now, the question really is, how can various sort of event organizers use platforms such as this to be able to reach out to this community of people that I just spoke about and make them feel a part of the event? Because that's really going to be important. It isn't about just another virtual avenue for people to participate, but for them to really feel part of the story.
And let's talk about a funny thing. I've seen that I can celebrate my birthday in your app. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, it is fun actually. Yeah, in fact, we've already tested this with a couple of people. One thing that's common amongst all of us, we all have a birthday. we all, want to celebrate a birthday, and we all want to celebrate with our loved ones. They may be in your city, they may not be in your city, but we all want to stay connected with them. So one of the features is really about, hosting your birthday party using ActHive. Keeping in mind people who may not be in the same geographical location or time zone, and also people, who may not really want to sort of always be there for an evening out. I mean, they may prefer a morning walk or a run, and they are more fitness oriented. So what you could do is you could potentially, use this to create a birthday party. You can invite, hundreds of your friends and family from around the world, and they'll be able to see, fun engagements, fun leaderboards. There is a gallery, where they can upload their pictures and videos. They can comment, and that's something that, one of the first events had done using the app, where it was the 48th birthday of this person we know. He called it as a 2 to 50 event. He went out there and he said, look, I want you all to run or walk 48 kilometers. It may take you 3 days, it may take you 7 days. That's all right. He gave various charity options like 48 rupees to 480 to 4,800 and so on. And all of that was going towards the cause of Little Hearts, which is a cause which is close to his heart. And funnily enough, at the end of it, he got 48 participants also coming in, which he hadn't engineered, but it just so happened. So it is fun. It's a fun way to celebrate. I myself had my birthday last week, using the app, and got a few of my loved ones sort of joining in. So I encourage everybody to use the app for their birthdays.
Okay, Ashish, before concluding, are there any case studies that you would like to share with us?
Well, yeah, we had a very interesting initiative in Inigo recently on the 14th of November by an NGO which is called Udan India Foundation. They are, of course, in the space of education for the less privileged children, and because of the pandemic, they've also had a fair bit of disruption with all the children going to their hometowns and so on. So they were looking at a way to bring together the students and the alumni, their volunteers. And ActHive was used by them on the 14th of November, which is Children's Day, and that's of significance. Interestingly, it was also the 17th year of the organization, so they did a 17-hour, walkathon from morning 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the night, where every hour somebody or the other was sort of, walking, running in different parts of the country. They attached the theme of Greenathon, just to bring about greater environment consciousness in people. And I think, the way they used the gallery function, the way they celebrated coming together, they almost had 352 kilometers covered amongst 120 people. And 75% of the total number of people actually completed the pledge distance. So we were very encouraged by this case study.
Okay, thanks a lot, and congratulations once again for such an amazing product. I wish you the best of lucks, and I hope to meet you in person very, very soon.
Look forward, Inigo. Pleasure meeting you. And thank you to Mass Participation World once again.
Thanks so much, Ashish. I think a great opportunity to make an impact on people's lives in terms of a platform to engage with and exercise with. I particularly love that idea, which Inigo seemed to love as well, of getting together and rather than going to the pub on your birthday, getting your friends around the world to join you in some exercise and then maybe head off to the pub afterwards. So all the very best as you expand on that one.